Hello, my name's Alan Miles and I'm a writer. I have a novel coming out in a couple of months' time, and in the last few days I've been sending out advance review copies to those people who have requested them. I'm using a company called BookFunnel to send out the books, and one or two people have come back to me saying they're not quite sure what to do with the email they've got from BookFunnel. So today I'm going to show you just how easy it is and what to expect when you start reading with BookFunnel. So let's get cracking. So here's the email that's arrived from BookFunnel, and it's asking me whether I want to download my copy of The Foreign Aid, which happens to be the book that I'm publishing in a couple of months. So let's click on this big blue button, Get My Book, and see what happens. We've got several options: Apple Books, BookFunnel, Kindle, Kobo, Nook. But what if we haven't got any of these? Well, we could just read it in our computer or our phone or our tablet browser. Let's try. And it says, start reading right in your browser with the BookFunnel Cloud Reader. Nothing to download, nothing to install. Just tap and read. Well, that's all very well, but I'm going to do something else first. I'm going to download the file onto my computer, or I could put it onto my phone so that I've got it forever. Now, that's because, one, the email that's been sent to you, that link will expire after 14 days. And there's a reason for that. We authors don't want links to our books just lying around the web. The second reason is that although you're now registered with BookFunnel and you can always log in using your email address to the BookFunnel account and see your book, the problem is that companies these days don't always last forever. Now, we sincerely hope that BookFunnel do last forever, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to download it onto my computer, and I'm going to use this EPUB button. EPUB is the type of file for a digital book. So I've downloaded it. Let's go and have a little look in my download files and see if we've got it. Here we go. I've actually got two copies because I did this earlier as well. So The Foreign Aid is there. It's 641 kilobytes. That's tiny. It's smaller than the amount of space used by a photograph. So it's not going to use up your storage space. So now it's safe. We've got it forever. Or at least we have, unless our computer breaks, or if we put it on the phone, we lose the phone. Advice: make a backup copy. Send it to the cloud, or send it to a backup drive that you've got. Or there's another option. You could send an email copy to yourself, and it will have an attachment to the file. Now, don't be tempted to send this email to your friends. You know what could happen. A friend could send to a friend, another friend could get involved, and eventually it may end up in the hands of someone who wants to use it for commercial profit, a pirate. Now, BookFunnel defends authors' rights in this way. What they do is, on every copy of a book that they send out, they put a hidden watermark containing the email address of the person they're sending it to. And what that means is, if there is ever a case of widespread piracy, we could trace the problem back to its source. I'm sure you'll understand that that's just there to protect our rights. So, having done that, we've made our copy. Let's move on. Now we can start reading. And this is what we see. A big orange menu at the top, but if you don't like the orange, don't worry, because it's not going to stay there for long. We'll move on to the first page of the actual book. Now we might want to bring the orange bar back again, because by clicking anywhere on the page, we bring up this menu. It's specifically for BookFunnel, but the menu is similar to what we'll see for other e-readers too. You can change the font size. This might be a bit too large. So click on the A and go for a smaller font, or even smaller, or very small. I'm going to move it back so it's comfortable again. There we go. I can change the font type. Maybe I don't like serif fonts, so I'll change to a sans serif. Or I could change to a Times New Roman. That's popular. Or we could use this one, which is horrible, but you might like it. I'm going to go back to Baskerville. Also here, you can change the page theme. I happen to like this cream background. I find it quite restful. I don't find this restful at all, but again, you might. We can change the line spacing, make it narrower or wider until you're comfortable. We can change the page margin similarly. Here, we're looking at a 2-column screen because I'm looking at it on my desktop computer. If you're on a mobile phone, you'd see a single column. But I could show a single column here by clicking here. It's too wide, so I'll go back to my 2-column layout. Whatever you set here will be set so that it's there next time when you come back as well. So just find the settings that are comfortable. Also here is a way to scoot around the book from chapter to chapter. For example, if we wanted to go back to that chapter, we could do so, or to go back again to where we were, chapter 1, we just scroll through to there. That's easy, and as I said, it's typical of most e-readers that you'll see. So this is the BookFunnel e-reader. And in fact, if we go back to here, here's the BookFunnel app. Now, if you're using a phone or a tablet, it would be a good idea to download the app. It gives you exactly the same kind of screen that we've just seen, but the app is there on your phone so that you can quickly go there even offline and get the book. If you're looking at this on a mobile phone or a tablet, you're going to see a link here to your app store. Go find the BookFunnel app, enter the code that you've been given here, and you just start reading. So that's easy. Supposing we use a different type of reader. Let's go to Kindle. I wonder if you know that you can download Kindle onto any phone or computer or tablet for free. Just go to the App Store to do it. I've done that on my computer. Let's go to have a little look. We'll go to my apps. Here we go. And here's Kindle. And if you look here, you can see that we've downloaded the foreign aid already. Here's what my book looks like on Kindle. Again, if you go to the top of the page, you don't have to click anything this time, you just scroll to the top. You can see the same sorts of instructions that we had with the BookFunnel app. There's this one to allow you to set up the fonts. There's a rather nice slider here to easily go from large to small. I like that. And then you can change the layout. You can choose your colour. Not for me. Definitely not for me. I'll go back to this one. Your themes. You can go from standard to compact. Ooh, that's hard. Or to large if you want to. And you can even put a clock on the top of your screen so that you can see whether you've been reading for too long, as if you ever would. One of the really nice things about the Kindle app is that it's very good for annotations. For example, I made a note that back on page 13 there was something I really enjoyed. It's this little thing here. On this page we saw Arabic and French working together because I don't compromise. Sorry, readers. If I wanted to make another note, all I need to do is to highlight the bit I want and then create that note there, and you just put whatever you want to. And there it is there, so that we can go back to that the next time we come there. So that's Kindle. If you wanted to download it onto Kindle, it's really simple instructions here. Very straightforward. Again, the same is true for any of the other readers. Nook, you can either send it with the BookFunnel app or you can copy to Nook with your USB cable. I've never used a Nook, but I'm sure that this makes sense to any of those of you who have. So that's really all that there is to say. It's really simple to download BookFunnel or to put the book onto any of the other readers that are here. Now, this is technology. Technology can go wrong, or you can do things wrong, and you might need help. If you do, just click on this button, and then you can put in your first name, your email address, explain which reader you've been trying to download to, add a comment explaining what's gone wrong, and you'll get through to the BookFunnel technical experts. I've used these guys a couple of times and they've been very good in coming back to me and giving me the answers I needed. They're in the States, I'm not, so sometimes there was a little bit of a delay before I got the reply, but believe me, they're really good. So now everything should be clear, And there's only one more thing left to say. If you would like to get a copy of my book, The Foreign Aid, for review before it's published, then it's easy to do so. All you need to do is go to milesposts.com. It's milesposts, not mileposts, milesposts. And on the homepage, you'll see the book. You'll see another book just down below, one which will be published later this year. If you get started with this one, then you'll see 8 opening chapters, which give you a chance to see whether it's a book you actually like or not. Hope you do. If you want to then get an advanced reader copy for review, there's a little explanation of what to expect and what we'd like you to do when you review, which of course you will. And then you send a request. And if you do that, you'll get a BookFunnel download of the book. And now you'll know exactly what to do. And that's all I have to say. So, happy reading.